Well, back in the studio now talking with Roger Schlesinger. He is known as the Mortgage Minute Guy. Roger, always good to see you.
Good to see you, Don.
You know, you have been like polar opposites the last several weeks that you've been coming on the program. Because it was just a couple of months ago, you were saying, Don, we got all these great programs. We got the HARP program. We have this program. It's going to make life so much easier for so many people. And the last time you were here saying, well, you know what, the banks aren't accepting them anymore. What's the story this week?
Well, the banks didn't like the HARP program because, quite frankly, they're giving a loan to somebody who's underwater. And if anything happens, they've lost their money. So, you know, not trusting the government as they do, they really back down, and some would only go to 105, some would go to 125. We have 2 or 3 banks that'll go all the way up to unlimited as long as they fall under 417,000. But the lines are so long and people are so upset over it. But, you know, somebody should have cleared it with the banks before they went ahead with it. But what's happened is, in anticipation of what happened this morning and in anticipation of Obamacare being approved, the market has rallied like I have never seen before. I have 2 rates today that'll just shock people.
Really?
We have an FHA 30-year loan in the low 3s.
Wow.
And that could be with 0 points or maybe up to a point or so, depending on your situation, what part of the country you live in, etc. But I've never seen a 30-year fix that low in an FHA loan. And then we also have an FHA 15-year fixed in the high 2s. So, and let me explain a couple things on them real quickly. On the 30-year, you are forced to have mortgage insurance for 5 years. Even if you have a 10% loan to value, you're going to have mortgage insurance for 5 years, which makes it not that exciting because mortgage insurance is around 1.2%, so you're really in the low 4s. But if you want to sell your house in 5 or 6 years from now, and you can let them assume, because these loans are assumable, a low 3% 30-year fixed, that house has added a lot of value to it. So that's something you should think about. On the other hand, if you want to get a 15-year loan, you don't have to have mortgage insurance unless you have a loan-to-value over 78%. And let's say you came in and bought a house and got a 15-year with 3.5% down. It would only take you 1 year to get down to about 90%, where the mortgage insurance drops from 0.55 to 0.25, it would only take a year and a quarter more, and you'd have no mortgage insurance, and you have a 2 7/8 15-year fix that is assumable.
Well, let's talk about, I mean, because those are great programs.
Unbelievable.
How about qualifying? Because that's always been the roadblock.
Well, the nice thing about FHA is if you can't qualify by yourself, you can bring a relative in who can co-sign with you.
Okay.
We also have lower FICO requirements, credit score requirements, and higher loan-to-value, higher debt-to-income ratios with FHA. So FHA is the perfect animal. You know, there are some things bad about it, and I have actually written a little email on it. So if you want to write me at roger@mortgageminuteguy.com, I'll fire you off the email and explain everything about this loan. But that's the perfect animal. As far as other things that are happening, just this morning I saw that a lot of the banks are now expanding their limits. I think the last time I was on, I talked about going 85% to $1 million, but the rates weren't that good. One of the major banks with really good rates today announced they're going 90% to $750,000, no mortgage insurance with it, with good rates.
Wow.
So there's a lot of things happening, and as we digest the Obamacare decision, and business keeps getting slower and slower, as it seems like it's going to be, rates are coming down. I'm hearing them talking about 1% on the 10-year Treasury note.
My gosh. And
we're at 1.57 right now, so we got a half a point to go. I don't know where mortgage rates are going with that.
Out of time, phone number, website, how do people get a hold of you?
866-288-0088, or go to mortgageminuteguy.com. It says find a mortgage consultant. That's our 3-question application. Fill it out, send it in, we'll get back to you.
Again, the website is mortgageminuteguy.com. Roger, thanks so much.
My pleasure, Don.